On the CPI day, did you? Well, we're here live streaming this CPI event, so hopefully you guys are all set. Big announcement. Oh man, indeed. Look at that, Waka. Straight away, oh man. Give me an oh man, everybody, if you're ready for this CPI data. We're going to live stream it. I've got Bloomberg up as well, so we can check out what Bloomberg is saying, but I'm also going to pull up the data live as well. So bear with me here whilst I stream. It's going to be slightly different to our normal videos, but nonetheless, let's just remind ourselves of what we're expecting. We've got about 10-15 minutes before the data comes in. We can see, let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. And you can see Bitcoin is kind of getting rejected by the support level, right? It's just hanging in midair, just waiting on a direction. And it's almost perfect, right? You can see exactly how it's set there is pretty much perfect. Just waiting on that green line, went back up to just hang there to say, okay, CPI, where are you coming in at? And what are we going to do? Which direction are we going to be heading in? So if you guys have not watched my video from a little while ago, which I posted a couple of hours ago, just to give you the key warnings, these are the levels we're looking out for. If CPI comes to the downside, if it comes in as a miss, in other words, it's hotter than expected, then we could be expecting Bitcoin to start falling to 18,600, which is going to give you guys a great opportunity. And even lower, we could be falling down to 17.5 to retest those lows. So my first point of call is if we get a bad reading, immediately I think we can head to this kind of a level straight away if it's a bad reading. I don't think we'll head to this level straight away, but what happens today could trigger us over the next few days to start heading back to 17,600. So we need to be very, very careful. Again, guys, if you've not seen my Twitter, I did tweet earlier this morning explaining exactly what has happened in the previous CPI readings. So in the previous CPI readings, we've seen a Bitcoin rally 2.7%, we've seen a fall 2%, we've seen a fall of as much as 6% and 6.5% on misses. So if we get a miss, that's what we could be expecting. That's the kind of volatility you can expect as a 6% move in a short time. Buenos dias, good to see you, Soul Train. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I see you, LL. Suresh, good morning. Altcoin Bonanza, Ijaz, good to be here. What CPI numbers do you think we're going to see? Fine, I'm going to come on to that very, very shortly. We've got 13 minutes or so to go. Do you not think a lot has already been priced in? Yes, I'm going to come on to that as well. Hoping for some good news. Okay, so what is the scene? What are we expecting? What are the numbers we're looking out for? Well, the headline figure is expected to come in at 8.8. That's the headline figure, okay? Now, remember, that was 8.6 previously, which was a 40-year record. So if it comes in at 8.8, again, another record. But it's a bit more complicated than that, okay? We need to understand a few of the other dynamics as well, because it's not just as straightforward as looking at this 8.6. So the market, I think, has already priced in at 8.8. So where we're going to see big movements to the downside is anything above 8.8. If we come in at 8.8, we may see a little bit of red, but I don't think we're going to see that crazy red, right? Because the 8.8 will come in and it'll be a realization for the markets that, damn, it is a record. Inflation is horrible, but we kind of expected it and we priced it in. And therefore, Jerome Powell's going to have to go ahead and do a 75 basis point rate hike. That's all but priced in. If we see a 9 handle, if we see 9, 9.1, 9.2, those kind of figures, then we could see a bit more of a volatile day here on Bitcoin with a few more opportunities for you. As always, guys, do smash up the like button. If you're joining this live stream, 87 of you guys in here, do hit up that like button. It really does support a small channel like this. You guys know I wasn't going to leave you on CPI day when some of the other bigger guys didn't want to support you on this CPI day because they're too busy on holidays whilst the country's in recession. But nonetheless, hit up the like button, guys. If you want to support this channel, check out BYBIT and BitGet, links in the description. That's something you can do to support this channel, right, guys? You don't have to. You can pick any exchange you want, but if you do use those exchanges using my link in the description, they do support the channel, which makes it viable for me to make these videos on a day-to-day basis, dropping everything to do a live stream right now. Okay, so right, so 8.6. So if we see 9, 9.1, we could see some volatility. More important than that, we need to look at something called core inflation. That's when you strip out energy, because remember, people are saying, okay, we're feeling energy is high, but we've seen it come down. Because this month you've seen wheat come down, you saw oil come down, you saw lumber come down, and CPI is a lag measure. Remember, this is for June. So people are thinking, okay, those things kind of settled in July. Therefore, when the July reading comes out, that should resolve itself. But they want to see this core come down. This core came in at 6 previously. We want to see it come in at 5.7. So we need to take a look at that to see if it comes in at 5.7. If it does, good news, because it means the rate hikes are starting to take some effect, okay? Pele, good to see you. Much love from across the pond. Also, Future Thinker, thank you for your support. Do smash up the like button. Who else we got? Harold, good to see you, buddy. Cool. So yeah, guys, 10 minutes into, 10 minutes away now, you will start to see some movements in volatility. For those of you trading, be very, very careful. Only do so with a bit of lunch money if you're not experienced. If you know what you're doing, then by all means, go crazy with the volatility if you know how to trade. I mean, I remember from my investment banking days, these were exciting days, right? When you could sit there, you knew the volatility was coming in, because as a trader, you just want volatility. You need volatility to give you those percentage moves. And we could be seeing a day like that today. I mean, already 2% up on Bitcoin. If we get a negative reading, that could turn to minus 6% down. That's an 8%, 9% swing. So we need to be careful on what we're seeing here and take those opportunities accordingly. Now, a few other things. We need to look at the month-on-month reading as well. Very, very important. That came in at 1% last month. That's a 1% growth month-on-month. We're expecting that to come in at 1.1%. Now, think about it, guys. If you annualize that 1.1% increase, that's a 13.2% annualized inflation rate that we're running at right now. The trajectory that we're going in is at 13.2%. So inflation is crazy right now. The market is hoping this is the worst month. We've heard that before. And until we see inflation start to come down, hopefully in future months, they're not going to have confidence in Jerome Powell and what he is doing. Okay, so that's really, really important that we monitor that. So I've got Bitcoin up on the left-hand side here. We've also got the S&P up on this side as well, because obviously they're going to follow in suit. So we're going to see how the S&P reacts, and then we'll be able to translate that across to Bitcoin here on the 5-minute chart. So those are the levels we're looking at. Now, it's worth mentioning a good scenario as well, right? It's really important that we understand what is a good scenario. Ian, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, so a good scenario is that we see core inflation really do fall, right? So the expectation is core inflation to fall to 5.7. If it falls to 5.6, 5.5, markets could take that as an excuse to rally, right? If the headline comes in lower than expected, if it comes in at 8.6, if it comes in at 8.7, or even if it hits at 8.8, but the core is low, then the market could take that as an excuse. And then we can see Bitcoin try to come back into this channel, which could be really, really interesting. I mean, if we bring out the 4-hourly candles here on Bitcoin, can we get back into that channel on good news? That would be what you're looking to do here if we get some good news. But the market is all but not expecting it. I mean, we saw the White House telegraph the other day when the press secretary spoke that inflation is pretty high. So we'll have to see what happens there. Cool. Chua, good to see you there. The channel, good to see you guys. Don't forget to smash up the like button. Over 100 of you guys in here. Do smash up the like button if you appreciate this live stream. We've got 8 minutes until the CPI reading. I'm happy to take any questions if you guys have any questions. If any of you are trading this, let me know. Let me know if you're actively going to trade this, or if you're just looking to see if it falls for a dollar cost averaging opportunity. Shout out to my Cardano bottle. If you don't like Cardano, then don't comment, right? But we need to support Cardano as well. Q coming in from Rotterdam. Nice. Good to see you, Q. Puello, I've got SPY puts at 385. Sunil saying yes, hoping to make it. Q said, who else said they're trading? Rafi said he's trading. Good stuff. Anybody else trading? Who else we got? Dalton, are you going to join Banter? No. There was never any agreement for me to join Banter. I made it very clear to those guys, I'm happy to jump on if you want me to cover a certain topic at any time, just like any of the other guests. But yeah, I don't know why they got carried away to say I was going to join or become Banter family. Not something for me. I want to keep everything on this channel, so feel free to come here so I can have my own personal views, and that's what's important to me, guys. You guys can jump here. I mean, if I wanted a bigger channel, then I know how to play those games, but that's not what's important to me. It's bringing you guys the content that matters. And CPI is not the most sexy conversation right now, is it? It's easier for me to say, trade this big liquidation move. And, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is what actually matters. Barney, appreciate you too, buddy. Where are they listing the CPI data in real time? What's the website? It's this website right here. So if you head on over to bls.gov, but if each of you go on there, you're going to slow down the website even further. But it always really slows. So when it happens in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to be refreshing here. And I know my iPad is here, so we can get the data as soon as possible. They always sometimes crash, or it gets really slow to download. Chantal says, I want to trade the CPI data. You can do so. Links in description. BYBIT and BitGet. If you're not experienced, make sure you only trade with a bit of lunch money or coffee money. It's always the best way to start, and until you build up a little bit of experience. Do you think BTC goes below 12K? No. I think, look, it's easy for everybody to get excited and say we're going to fall below these levels. But if anybody knows what I do on this channel is I just take everything step by step. I look at on-chain, I look at macroeconomics, I look at technicals, and I see what are the next levels. And if we come to the chart, the levels I can tell you about, which I will mention, are falling to the bottom of the wedge, back to the lows of 17,006. Then you've got some support coming at 16,240. But also, if you get the breakdown of this wedge, it does tie in with a 15,000 level. Okay, so those are the levels we'll be looking out for here on Bitcoin. Now, very, very quickly, we've got 5 minutes to go. Just wanted to remind you guys, in case you've not seen this from my videos over the last couple of days, this is what Bitcoin's been doing the last previous CPI and FOMC meetings. Remember, FOMC meeting is coming on the 27th. And as you see, we've pretty much had a fall. We consolidate into the FOMC meeting and then a big tank. We consolidate into the FOMC and CPI reading and a tank. We've consolidated again. Are we now going to see a fall back to the bottom of the channel, which could get you down to those levels of 15,000 over the next week or so? That's what we're looking out for. Will the market follow the same pattern, or can it hold itself and nullify this channel and start getting some sideways action? That would be the positive here. If we do fall back down, then we'll get a buying opportunity down there as well. What are your expectations on the number? I'm thinking about 8.8, 8.9. I'll be shocked if it has a 9 handle, honestly, guys, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. I'm hoping it just comes in at 8.8 at expectations. Market's priced it in. Hopefully we see core CPI come down a little bit and we can keep things moving. Hopefully that's, if it comes in at a 9, we're going to get some volatility, guys. And I've got my dry powder ready with some limit orders in case we see some of those prices really do wick down to the 18s. Then I'd want some limit orders in there for me. Tamakti, I'm in a phantom short from 28.3. What do you think about Voyager pumping to 50 cents? Nothing, not interested in Voyager. You've seen my videos about it. I think poor risk management, really, really bad. Florida, appreciate you, DJing. Good to have you guys from Florida. Good to have you from the other side of the pond in London. Although it feels like we've got Florida weather right now. I mean, it's over 30 degrees. We're suffering out here. So if anybody knows about London, we're not ready for any weather. Like, we just need that rain. We're good for rain. We're not good with anything else. No snow. We can't handle anything else. Okay, you're long. I think we will be lower. Guys, don't forget to smash up the like. Really helps more people to see this video and get this data. It's really important that the people in crypto understand how these macroeconomics affect price. This is the big thing around this channel, and what I'm motivated to do is help people understand how to join the dots. It's not just pump a coin and it moves. There's real technicals, fundamentals, and macros behind this. Gravinda, appreciate you, buddy. Really, really kind of you. And Lehman, good to see you, buddy. You're trading it. I know you good. Hope you're well with the trade. 28. I'm in Baryon. Good stuff. I'm in cash. Okay, good stuff, Andy. You're in cash. You might get a good opportunity to buy the dip. And the important thing is you don't want to be in cash all the time, right? Because there's also the other end of the spectrum where you have people who are just sat on cash and they get so nervy that they never then get back into the market, right? So it's a bit of a catch-22, and it's all about managing your psychology as well. 2 minutes to go, guys. We'll just rattle through a few of these comments, and then I'll start refreshing on that page to see what we get. Where are they listing the CPI? I answered that one, didn't I? So Joshua is short sand and Gala going into this. BTC price going up a little bit. Some people know it already. Let's take a look. You always get that. It's not necessarily that some people know it, although I'm pretty sure some people do. But it's more just people want to place their bets beforehand, right? So people have a hunch, and maybe they're starting to rally. But also these can be fake outs, right? Quick bit of fake outs before we see that. So just be careful here with what's going on. Martin Zuela just waiting. Absolutely. 2 minutes. Trading, thanks to your videos. Appreciate you, Rudy. Hope you're doing well with your trading. You're staying safe. Risk management, you guys know what I'm all about, right? It's all about risk management. Couldn't care less what kind of crazy returns you're getting. As long as you're a profitable trader, that's all that matters. Ijaz, where are you based? I'm based in London. Going to scalp. Good luck with that, Wacky. Hope it does well for you. Bought into the Voyager at 15 cents. Kravinda, you always provide right information ahead of others. Appreciate you. Supernova saying remain independent, always independent, guys. I mean, what's the point of doing all of this stuff? I mean, this is not about money for me, right? This is about me being in this market for a long time and understanding that people are getting wrecked by the moon boys out there. That's the one reason I bought this camera and started making videos. I'm fed up of those guys with technical analysis only. Why aren't they telling you about CPI reading right now? Why aren't they streaming this? Why aren't they looking into this and refreshing on the BLS website? Because they're not doing that. They're sat there on their boats, on their yachts, in their Ferraris, right? Which, by the way, they not got from trading. And they're sitting here telling you what to do through a technical pattern. It's insane in a 2-minute video. They're explaining this to you in a 2-minute video where it takes me like 4 15-minute videos a day. Insane. Chantel's trading. Okay, I keep missing all these comments. You guys are too quick. Same in London. Good stuff. Future Thinker. Fingers crossed. Ahmed, loved your content. Really appreciate you guys. Oh. Fingers crossed. Somebody said they're staying out. There you go. So you said I'm staying out. Bowl off tomorrow. Okay, cool. So if you're staying out, no problem, right? Watch, learn, understand, and then next month, you're going to get another opportunity, and we'll learn. In the FOMC meeting, you have another catalyst. There will always be catalysts for you guys to trade. It's about learning what to do. You guys, please do smash up the like button. Need you guys. Indeed, I agree with you there. No signal. We need that like button hit. Right. Okay, let me get refreshing. Let's see. What have we got? Let's go. Says 30. Not got anything yet. Keep refreshing. I'll refresh here as well. Okay, CPI for all items rise 1.3% in June. Okay, big miss, guys. Big miss. That's high. That was supposed to be 1.1%. Let's take a quick look. Let's get the PDF up. Right, there we go. There you go. 1.3 in June, guys. That's a miss. Inflation now up. What is that reading? It's over 9, guys. Oh, 9.1%. Insane. 9.1%, guys. That's high. That is a high inflation reading. We got 1.3%, which is a miss by 0.2 on the month-on-month. So you've missed on the year-on-year as well by 0.3, and you've missed on the month-on-month by 0.2. Okay, let's see if we can find core. Let's see if we can find the core inflation figure. Come on. All right, let's see if they give us the core figure. Less food and energy, 5.9. Again, miss again, guys. 5.9 versus the 5.7. Okay, so we've got a triple miss out here, guys. That's a triple miss. Let's see how the markets are responding right now. And we can see Bitcoin, big red candlestick there. Let's go over to the 5-minute, big tank down there, guys. Exactly as we expected, and great opportunity for you guys to be trading. If you're trading, do check out BYBIT and BitGet in the description links, guys, if you want to support this channel, guys. It's the only way you guys can pretty much support me. I don't need your donations. I don't need anything else in order to create these videos. I just need help from those certain sponsors. I won't take any recommendations from people pumping or dumping coins, so you won't see me being sponsored by any single coin or token, but an exchange is a nice safe place to take sponsorships from. So if you want to support me, check out the links in the description. G's above 9 December. Yep, super high. Let's also, while that's falling, and we've got to keep an eye on this, because I want to see here on the hourly here on Bitcoin how that reacts as well. Let's just keep this on the 5-minute, actually. You can see here how we're falling from that wedge. So, this is now going to go down to check to see if we start falling below this support level, which came in at 19,200, then I think it can continue to fall. So let's see what happens. Let's also take a look at the details to see if there are any other clues we can get from this. So let's see what are the high movers. Energy, as we expected, super high, 60% on energy. Gasoline, 60%, 100% there. On fuel as expected. Electricity still super high, 13%, 38% on the utilities. Commodities, now this was June, remember, guys. We're expecting a lot of this to start coming down in July, so don't get too nervous by all of this. You have seen some of this start to come down into July. Remember, CPI is a lag measure. Let's also take a look at some of the other components in their breakdown to see what else was moving. I mean, food looks about sensible. You had a 2% on some cereals, guys. Stop eating them cereals and buy some Bitcoin. Eat a bagel or something, right? Eat something cheaper. 11% on gasoline. We saw that. Yep, energy is not looking fun. Okay, dairy has deflated slightly by 0.4. So get some milk in you people. Keep that calcium high. We need some dairy in our lives. What else have we got? 2%. Motor vehicles gone up 2% as understood. Maintenance. What else moving? Oh, there you go. 5.5% on flour. Okay, scrap the bagels, guys. Flour is up 5%. No baking for you guys. No cereal for you guys. Meat is up 2.9%. Oh, stressful time, guys. Stressful time. No meat. You can tell it's tough when you're not buying red meat anymore, guys. It's tough out there. Can't be buying that red meat. Okay, we're seeing some negatives here. What's fallen? So we saw beef fall. We've seen 1.9 uncooked beef. Okay, fine. 4% on your Frankfurters, guys. You've got to stay away from those guys. Frankfurters, 4%. 4% here on ice cream. In this hot weather, guys, you've got to make a judgment call. Sometimes I think you just need a bit of ice cream in your life, but at the same time, citrus fruits are down 4.5%. Very good. So we can get some citrus fruits in us, which is good. What else is moving? Okay, so inflation, that's your inflation report. 6% on margarine. Yeah, I saw that. That was actually a joke. But butter and margarine, 4.8 and 6.8% respectively. Insane. What is going on? Any other big movers here? 24% on food at employee sites. Guys, take a packed lunch, right? If you're going to the office, 24%. You could be buying more Bitcoin with that, guys. Take a packed lunch is my advice on that one. 8%. Yeah, we saw the energy. We don't need to cover off energy. Cool. Okay, so we pretty much know all the key movers here on inflation. How is the market responding? I mean, it's not going to be good, is it? I mean, inflation coming in at a complete miss. Let's just take a few minutes to understand what's just happened here. So remember, this is the month-on-month figure. This was supposed to show 1.1%. If to put this into perspective, guys, 1.3 times 12, let's do the maths, gives you 15.6%. In other words, in June, we were running, the rate we were running at, the speed we were running at was at the rate of 15.6% annualized inflation. This is not a joke, guys. That is serious. So, guys, please smash up the like button, not for inflation's sake, but for the sake that we're aware of what's going on, and that's why we invest in Bitcoin. 1.3% there. That was a complete miss. Then when you go down to look at the headline number, it came in at 9.1%, guys. 9.1% is an absolute miss there. In fact, I need to tweet this out as well to make sure everybody is getting all the updates. Also going to put it in the Telegram. So guys, make sure you're in my free Telegram group. Links in the description. Now's a good time for you to go down there and make sure you're part of it so you don't miss any BTC trade alerts. Okay, so month on month miss at 1.3% versus 1.1. Year on year missed at 9.1% versus that was supposed to be 8.8%, guys. And then your year-on-year core missed at, that came in, so I'll show you where you can see that. The core is the less energy. That came in at 5.9% versus the 5.7 it was supposed to be. Okay, so missed on everything. Not good. BTC, SPY, red candle sticking. Okay, cool. So any questions, guys? Leave me the questions. We can cover off those questions now. And also, what are you guys going to do now in terms of trading? What are you doing in order to navigate this? Let's take a look at the comments. Sunil saying more lives, please. I know lives are quite difficult, guys. Honestly, it takes up so much time. Adrian, margarine oil from the Ukraine, causing that. Yes, absolutely. So we can, yep, Adrian, you're absolutely right. No cereals, not allowed cereals. Can't have any of that. IPAR, keep it real, man. Appreciate the London vibes here over in Stockholm. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Do smash up the like, do support this channel so more people can find this channel, because unfortunately, as we know, YouTube just recommend the same old channels to everybody. And unfortunately, that's getting more and more new people into crypto wrecked without understanding what the reality of crypto is, which is, that's one of my biggest pet peeves right now. And I don't know how to kind of solve it apart from just making this type of content. You're already late, man. We turned in for nothing. I got it quicker than you did. Okay, nice. Glad you did, Sandman. You can duck out of this live stream. Right, cool. So we've got our readings there. We understand what's going on. Let's come back here over to the SPY. SPY has proper tanked here. Bitcoin continues to red candlestick. We can even put it on the minute charts if you guys want. So you can see how it's falling. I mean, the bleed is starting to slow down here because that's where you get some resistance. If I just switch that back up to the 5, you'll see here there was a bit of support, coming in at this level. So you're going to see it struggle to try to fight through this level. But I think if we fall through that level, we could be looking at 18,600. Those are the levels I'm looking for. So got my kind of limits ready to pick some up at these levels. And if we do fall to 17.6, that's something that we can expect. Because the reality now is what's going to happen, right? And this is the thing. If inflation just came in at 8.8, you could have argued that, okay, it's fine, it's priced in. Because I remember some of you guys asking, oh, it's priced in. Yeah. And that what's priced in is that the Fed is going to do a 75 basis point interest rate hike. Let me show you that. Let me pull that up. Let me show you that. So let's type in interest rate. Let's show you this. So this is what I want to show you. So this is based on the CME futures. Now, what you can see here is the market has priced in 87.6%. This has now gone down. So this is exactly what I mean. So the red that is now coming into the market are people who had priced in 75 basis points. This is really important. That had priced in a 75 basis point interest rate hike, but are now going, hang on a second, it's that bad that maybe we need to price in a full percentage, 100 basis point interest rate hike. So that's what we're seeing here now. This was 6% the other day. Now it's 12%. If we keep refreshing, I'm not sure if I broke something there. Am I back? Hopefully I'm back. Let's just put my screen back so I can share that. So yeah, that's what we need to keep an eye out on. Is we're going to see that movement now from people pricing in 75 basis points to now pricing in a full percentage increase. And remember, the full percentage increase was ruled out by Jerome Powell, so the market's pricing it in for him. Okay, so really, really important. Congratulations, hello White, on your profits. BTC needs to detach from the overall market. Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, there are theories that if we go into a deep recession at those lows, Bitcoin can then become this, anti-inflation hedge, and we can start moving that. But at the moment, we got to understand how the majority of money is moving. It's not retail investors necessarily moving the market right now. This is institutions and larger players moving the market, and they treat Bitcoin just as they would treat Tesla, or just as they would treat any high-tech growth company. It's just another risk-on asset which they invest in to get some yield. So you can see Bitcoin is now down 1.67%. It was up 2.23%. So already you've had a 4% swing here on Bitcoin in just minutes. And that is how you're able to trade and take advantage of these moves. I mean, it was pretty much easy to predict. We saw us hanging up there at the resistance, and you can see you got rejected exactly off there. And now we need to see, how does the market digest this over time? That's going to be the key now, is to say, okay, how does the market digest this? Let's see if I can switch over to Bloomberg to see if we can see what Bloomberg is saying. Let's see if I can do that without messing up this live stream for you guys. This is Bloomberg. Let me know if you can hear that. They're not even talking about CPI, so forget them. We'll scrap that. And we'll just go back to the Bitcoin chart. If you guys have any questions, do let me have the question. Guys, make sure you smash up the like button. If you're trading this, let me know in the comments. What are you doing in this market? Are you just dollar cost averaging and taking this as an opportunity to buy a little bit more? Are you trading? Are you trading the stock market? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing during this period of volatility? Rafi is in 300 profit. Nice. Good stuff. Ian, hope you're doing well. Bitcoin is below 19. Yep, we are indeed below 19. Now sitting at 18,900. If you don't know anything, just wait for an event like this and short or sell it and wait for low prices so you buy more. Yeah, I guess that's a strategy, right? But you can also get caught out, so be very, very careful. Wacky, successful scalp done. Well done. Well done. Congrats on your profits, guys. Sold ETH at 104.2. It's 105 now. Good. Well done. Now you can buy in a bit cheaper. Somebody saying short everything. That hopefully that's not financial advice, Yash. Ian says he's going to move a bunch of money into CBDC platforms. The legacy system is dying. Raymond says gold is taking a dive as well. Yashi's in $350 profit. Congrats. Why are they blaming Ukraine war when really the issue was COVID? All of these money printing. Exactly. We know the truth. Inflation was elevated well before. Jerome Powell said that as well. So, this is just political games, which we understand. Jerome Powell, even though he's on Biden's team, admitted that inflation was inflated well beforehand anyway. So we won't read too much into that. Matthew is 20% up. Congrats, buddy. Guys, if any of you want to join my TA training program, then message me in the Discord. Discord is free, jars.uk/Discord. We're enrolling a handful of students. So again, if you guys want to join, message me in the Discord. Also, we'll leave a link in the description to a free PDF. If you guys want a cheat sheet of just like all the trading patterns I use and all the chart patterns I'm looking out for, we've made this really neat PDF, which you can just kind of print out, keep it laminated or something on your desk. And then you can, when you look for chart patterns, it's easier to spot them because you just got them there in one place. So definitely go download that. It'll be in the description. If it's not in the description of this one, it'll be in the description of my last video. So just get that and download it. It's completely free. Exactly, Yash. And this is an important point now. So we've understood CPI. We've seen the CPI data come in, and it's shocked to the upside, which is not great for markets. If it came in at 8.8, the market would have shrugged it off, right? This 9.1 adds this element of worsening. Like how are they going to respond to this, right? But the other big thing is the earnings, and we need to switch our focus onto earnings as well. We had Delta delivering earnings. I think are they doing that shortly? You then have Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan later on this week. So some big investment banks as well giving earnings. So we'll need to listen to that to see what's happening later this week. Neng 29% up. Let's go. Congrats, guys. You guys are smashing it. Really, really good work by you guys. You deserve it. You're doing well. You're switched on right now whilst this kind of data's out. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing it the right way, taking in the macroeconomics, tying it into your trade, looking at the chart patterns, understanding fundamentals. That's really, really good. That's going to carry you on a long way. That's not, this channel or any other channel doing that. That's your mindset taking you the right way. Say, I'm not going to take shortcuts. I'm not just going to YOLO. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to understand what CPI is. I'm going to understand how it affects Bitcoin. I'm going to understand how Bitcoin is correlated to the markets. These are all the things which once you've learned are going to stay with you. This asset class is not going anywhere. So just learn it. Learn it. Exactly, Wacky. And this is such a good point you bring up, and something I've mentioned on this channel before is it's easy for us in Western countries, me here in London, you guys maybe in the States or whichever countries you're in Europe. If our economies are struggling, UK's got bad inflation, Europe's got horrible inflation. What do you think is happening in third world countries, right? What do you think is happening in Venezuela, in Argentina, in Ecuador, in all these countries? It's tough out there, really, really tough. And people are seeing their money dwindle. I mean, I'm feeling it here in the UK. You notice it when you go buy some petrol, people are feeling it, right? So imagine what's happening in these countries. They're going to need an alternative, and they're going to flock to stable coins. They're going to flock to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's a fact. Yusuf, that's really, really kind of you. Appreciate you, buddy. Is ETH a reversal on the 5 minutes? No, not seeing any signs of that yet. Let's just switch back over to the smaller timescales. There you go. You're getting a little bit of green. Wouldn't get too excited by this because the SPY is not flipping up green. So I'm not sure where this relief is coming from. We're seeing a little bit of buy the dip happening here on Bitcoin, but I wouldn't say it's against the trend yet because this would be your lead measure, right? When you see this starting to create some action to the upside, then you can say, okay, Bitcoin will start to follow it and go sideways for a bit. Jersey Channel Islands, Tanya. You're the man, my go-to channel. Really, really kind. Really, really kind of you guys. Really appreciate that. And again, this channel is just about giving it like just straight, no nonsense, right? That's the point. What do we gain by being nonsense? I can show you a chart pattern and say, go long, go 100x long. It's not what it's about. Stay away from leverage, stay away from margin, keep things simple, learn how to trade. If you don't know how to trade because you don't have the time to be in the charts, that's absolutely fine. Just dollar cost average, invest for the long run. Your trading account should be separate from your fundamentals. These are all the things I'm teaching you in daily videos, daily videos. So, if you enjoy that, do make sure you've hit the subscribe button, guys. At least hit the like button if you don't want to subscribe, and I'd really appreciate that. Cool. Let's go. Need ETH to hit 987, and I'll make 5K today. Up 2,500 so far. Addison, very, very good. I hope you're doing that using BYBIT or BitGet with my link in the description. I hope so. Oh, and you got in late. Nice. Good work right there. Tamak T. Oh, man. Discord link is just ijaz.uk, ijaz.uk/Discord. Should be in the link of any description normally of my videos. Go check that out for me. Oh, actually, I can type here. What am I talking about? There you go. Message me in the Discord, guys. Once you find me in there, do tag me, private message me if you guys want to enroll in the TA training program. I'm open to having that discussion with you guys. I mean, it's a full lecture series. It's evergreen. It's there for you to access like an encyclopedia, head and shoulders pattern, inverse cup and handles, how to use moving averages, Fibonacci retracement, what is technical analysis, how to read candlestick chart patterns, how to do your risk management on trades. And I'm constantly going to be adding more and more lectures in there. So do message me in the Discord if that's of interest to you. Sorry, using Femex, even yeah, you're crazy. Femex exchanges are high in fees, so do check out my links. There's a reason I use BYBIT and BitGet. I used them before they were helping with the channel. What do I think about altcoins? I think now's not the time for me to be buying altcoins. I mean, if you want to trade the volatility, that's absolutely fine. No issues with trading any volatility on altcoins. I'm just not accumulating for long-term holds right now. Remember, I've got plenty, which I was dollar cost averaging in on the way down. Now, for the last week or two, I'm just focusing on Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then when I see some resemblance of things looking a bit better, if we do, maybe wait for one CPI reading to start inflecting down, then I can start picking up some more coins. Okay, now we're seeing a bit of support come in here on the 5-minute chart. You can see that starting to provide some support, which gives this a bit more confidence behind this little bounce here. So that's a good sign that we're getting a little bit of support. Again, do we think that's going to last? We'll have to watch this over the rest of the day. It's not going to happen whilst we're all sat here on this stream, but the news is bad, right? The news is bad, and the market's going to have to react to that because they weren't expecting the headline inflation figure of 9.1. Again, just a reminder, guys, a miss on the year-on-year, 9.1 versus 8.8, a huge inflection up. We thought at this point here, I remember when we were making videos in March, we got the reading in April. We're like, okay, this is good. We're going to be able to inflect down. We needed one more reading down here. No, it just went higher and higher. And Jerome Powell was wrong. He had to come out and admit he was wrong about inflation not being transitory. And again, we're seeing that with the core as well. The core coming in at 5.9 versus expected 5.7. I was expected to come in here. And even worse, just looking at the month-on-month figure, 1.3%. I mean, that's the fastest rate we've grown at in a single month since June of all the last 12 months, right? The highest one was March here, 1.2, 1.3. That's a 15.6% annualized rate of inflation. It's huge. It is huge, but we have to look towards the positives. The market's now going to move towards pricing in. Previously, they were pricing in 75 basis points. I wouldn't be surprised now if it starts moving. There you go. Look, guys, just like we said, that's jumped up now from 12%. Yesterday, it was 6-7%. It was 12% when we checked a few minutes ago. And now that's jumped into 30%. So as you're seeing more redness in the market, it's the market pricing in a full percentage point increase in the interest rates at the FOMC meeting on the 27th. Okay, so we're seeing that happen in real time now, getting priced in. And that is despite Jerome Powell saying, what did Jerome Powell say? He said 75 basis point is rare. Don't expect it too often. And then in the Fed minutes, it said we probably will get 75 basis point in the next meeting. And he ruled out 1%. But now it looks like we'll probably get a full percentage point. Insane. No Sigma says, I now have 100K Coty coins. Check you out. Doug, yeah, my expectations are 18.5. That's where I've got some limit orders set to see if we fall as low as that. It may not happen straight away, but 18.5 and 17.6 are now back in play. Just like I was saying, I was patient. When we bounced from 17.6, I was saying to you guys, your course members will remember specifically, I was saying I don't think this is the last time we're seeing these levels, and people got caught up in these rallies to the upside. I just wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying it because I just haven't felt the capitulation really splash out of this market just yet. There's still a lot of strength in the market. We've not had that final flush out just to get rid of those weak hands before you then move up. So now you're seeing exactly, we're following the same pattern: consolidation, fall when you get the CPI, consolidation, fall. So I'm expecting, a number of days here where we struggle now back down to the bottom of this channel, which could give us some interesting buying opportunities. The only hope we really had of things getting slightly better was if we had an okay CPI reading. But I mean, it's the expectations were already horribly high, and then you miss those expectations as well. So it's like a proper double whammy in that reading we've got today. And it is a disaster. It's a disaster inflation report. Yeah, Addison, unfortunately, that's just not how it's going to work, right? You will always get those moments of people buying the dip, and that's what freaks you out. You then close your position, and then it falls a bunch more, and that's just how the game is played, right? It's very, very, that's just how it goes. It's very, very tricky to trade because people suddenly, off an emotion, see a couple of candlesticks where it's not big and red, and they close their position. Where can I find the chart pattern cheat sheet? You'll find that normally it's in the links. It might not be in the description of this live, but if you go to my video from earlier today, it should be in there. If you go watch the previous video I uploaded, you'll see that in the description. There'll be a link to that free PDF cheat sheet. So definitely get that downloaded if you haven't. Paul Larson, hello, thank you very much for your hard work. Deep dive on Oasis. Nope, I haven't done a deep dive on Oasis, but I know people have. You've been asking for one, haven't you? So. Yeah, very, very important. When you're messaging in Discord, make sure you're not got fakes. I mean, obviously, I've got the admin account, so you should see that my color will be green in there. So just be careful when you're messaging me on Discord. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Waleed. Guys, any questions? What are you guys going to be doing for the rest of the day? How are you going to be trading this? Are you dollar cost averaging? More panic will come. I have a new target at 15K. Buying after liquidation occurs now. It will drop below the 17.5. I mean, 15K, I don't think we're going to get that today, but I think it comes back into play, right? Because a horrible CPI reading, we're now going to have the anxiousness coming into the FOMC meeting, which is quite a while away. This is quite unusual, guys. Remember, if I show you this chart, the CPI reading the CPI reading, which is the green, and the FOMC white, they're normally close together. But this time there's a big gap. So you've got CPI reading, which we've just had today, and you've got this big gap now before the FOMC meeting. So the question now is going to be, what are we going to get? The market's just going to be scared now for a number of daily candles here leading up to the CPI reading. If earnings aren't positive, then what is our catalyst for starting to move to the green? I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult for us if we don't get good earnings from companies. That's our only respite now, is if companies come out with good earnings. But, what's the likelihood of good earnings plus good projections, by the way? It's projections as well that's important. You have to listen to the earnings calls and listen to see if inflation is actually affecting them or not. No, I didn't close. I learned my lesson from jumping out, getting scared. It won't go back down. Holding for now. No signal. Definitely the best crypto channel. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Nope. Thank you guys for being on this live stream and taking your time out to jump onto this live stream. Do please smash up the like button. It really does support me. I know I keep asking for that, but that's the only way channels like this can reach more of you guys and stop you guys from watching pump and dump channels. Do you think 1 basis point rate hike? I want to see how we digest this information over the next couple of days, and then I'll make a comment about that. But the market always prices in kind of a step ahead of what the Fed will do. So even if the Fed's only going to do 75, the market goes and does the work for the Fed for it. In other words, it prices it in without the Fed having to do it, which Jerome Powell kind of wants as well. Jerome Powell's happy for the market to do it on his behalf. Do I know of any platform for trading in US stocks from Pakistan? No, sorry, not familiar from Pakistan. Pie chart will still flash at bottom, hopefully. I don't follow the pie chart, unfortunately. The autumn harvest is supposedly going to bring terrible, which is going to spike food prices like crazy. I doubt this inflation number is coming down anytime soon. Yeah, that's the worry, right? That's the worry. We're seeing people are saying, oh, look, the energy items will come down, but what about the rest of it? Cheers from Singapore. Yabi, appreciate you from Singapore. I'd love to visit Singapore. Do you think we're going to get more pain when New York? Yes, we will. I think the markets will open up. This is just obviously pre-market data. The markets will open up in the next, 30 minutes is it or so? And yeah, that won't be fun. Hey, Giles, thank you for this informative video. Love your channel. Appreciate you very much. Hi, man. How are you? I'm very good. How are you? Okay, cool. So let's just take a look quickly back over at here. No doubt this is going to get plastered. There you go, all over the front of CNBC. As you'd expect, US inflation rose 9.1% in June, even more than expected as price pressures intensify. Not fun at all. Biden heads to Saudi Arabia for what could be an embarrassing climb down or a welcome reset. Not good. Let's take a quick look at the pre-market, which is what we've been looking at over there, and you can see we're now down. Dow futures drop over 400 points, down 1.37, down almost 2 on the S&P, and the Nasdaq plummeting 2.5% as expected. Crypto is obviously down as well, as we've been watching. We're seeing a little bit of support here. I don't think that's going to act as too much support. I still think we're going to push through the 19,000 and see 18 today. So let's see how that plays out. Oh man, thanks for all this good information. Do you think this will be fixed without fixing the supply chains? So please remember that the Fed can only, with interest rates, control the demand side. They can't control the supply side. So the supply side issues have to resolve themselves. But when they do, I did make a video on this. I'll try to find that and put it somewhere for you guys in the Discord. But what they can do is when the supply chains do resolve itself, the fundamentals of economics, and I drew the diagram to show it to you guys, means that inflation can fall just as quickly as it rose. So there is some confident hopium there that once the supply chain issues resolve itself, we can fall quicker. But the Jerome Powell way of fixing the demand side can only get you so far, okay? Really, really important. Yep, Neil, good to see you there. We are indeed 9.1%. St. Albans in the house. Good to see you, Rob. Great to have a reliable UK crypto YouTuber just trying to keep up with all your vids. I know that's a struggle. Guys, let me know if you want me to post less. If I'm posting too much, you guys have to tell me, but it's just that much data. What do I do? I try to summarize as much as I can in those videos, but then if I just do one video, it'll be like a 125-minute video. But yeah, watching times 1.5, guys. I know I speak fast as well, which doesn't help, but if you can watch in 1.5 speed, that way you'll be able to catch up a lot quicker. I do try to timestamp them for you guys as well, so you can rattle through them. Nice channel I find there. Thanks, bro, for the efforts. No, appreciate you guys. Thank you for jumping on. Addison doesn't like the support bounces. Yeah, this happens. This is fine. This is cooling off. It lets you reset the RSIs. You need to learn to love these. I mean, this is what it is, right? Yeah, I think this whole conversation around is overplayed, right? We just have to look at the next price targets. Right now, let's look at 18,006. Then let's look at 17,600, which is the lowest point we reached. And then I can look at 15,000. Anything lower than that, I can't bring those numbers into play just yet. So there's no point me saying 12K is going to be the bottom or 9.7K is going to be the bottom. Like, whoever's telling you that garbage is just giving you a number to fulfill what you want, guys. So then you watch more of their videos, right? Rob, I like the frequency. It's thumbs up. Okay, good. Ian saying, no way, more material is better. There is no filler in your content, dude. Appreciate you. The length of the videos are fine. Good. Keep up the regular videos. Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Good to get that feedback on this live. Mr. Got Plenty. Can you do a video on the inflation rates of Sol, Avalanche, Algorand? They have insane yearly inflation rates that are creating coins out of thin air. Yes, this is an important point, guys. If any of you have watched my tokenomics videos, I've got a playlist of videos which just go through tokenomics, right? Do spend some time watching that. I mean, if you've got nothing better to do in the evenings, if you don't like watching Netflix like I do and just watch crypto content, then watch my playlist of tokenomic videos. One of the things you guys definitely want to look at is the circulating supply and the distribution rate of new coins. Very, very important. Perhaps I can do a video on those. Mr. Got Plenty. Mr. Got Plenty is saying Neil's saying he's DCAing to the bottom. Good. Frequencies on point. Ever seen? Never stop. Keep it coming. Appreciate you. Bro, are you Indian or Pakistani? I'm Pakistani. Matthew, people wanting 12K. People want to just have not been buying and filling their bags. They miss out. Yeah, and this is a good point, Matthew. Really, really good point. And most times, the price people want never comes to fruition, right? So you got to be very, very careful that you're not sitting there waiting for 11,300 exactly, and it gets to 11,500. But because it didn't touch this arbitrary number that either you came up with or a YouTuber told you, you never start buying. That is why my strategy is to nibble. This is not binary. It's not I'm buying or I'm selling. It's nibble and trim. Nibble when we're buying, trim when we're selling. There's no point where it's like, oh, I'm only buying my Bitcoin at 9,000. I'm only going to sell when we get to 250K. No, there's an ebb and flow to this. You need to buy and nibble at times, like under 19,000 right now. What a lovely time to nibble. If we fall to 18,500, I'll be nibbling even harder. If we fall to 18,000, those bites will get even larger. If we fall to 17,600, even bigger bites. Fall below that, I'm going much more heavier with my purchases. Really, really important to do that and keep that balance. Really, really important. Same when you're taking profits. Why do you have to take profits at one point? Trim out. Okay, you guys just get me ranting every time. Dot, ADA, and ETH and BNB have low inflation rates. 3 to 4 videos a day is fine. Did you ever see like 3 is? You just want me to sit here all day making videos, man? I'll do it as long as you guys support the sponsors in the description and you head into my Discord and you support the community. Then I will make more videos for you guys. Yes, CPI numbers came out. Feel free to rewind this and catch up on what was said. But in essence, we missed on all 3 figures. Inflation came in at 9.1 versus 8.8 year on year. Core inflation came in at 5.9 versus 5.7. And month on month came in at 1.3 versus 1.1. Not great at all. Markets are in the red, getting a little bit of support here. Is this going to last? Is this just a little continuation pattern? Also a bear flag before we see this. This is what we need to look out for over the rest of the day. Guys, do smash up the like button. Appreciate you guys being in here. Quadruple bullish divergence on the 1 hour. That doesn't look fun, does it? I DCA twice a month, no matter Who said that? Wait, Ian says I DCA twice a month, no matter what the price is, stress-free. That's a really good way of doing it. I know, again, everybody's at a different stage of investing and also has different amounts of time. I sit in front of the charts all day, so I can take a bit more of a hands-on approach, right? For you guys who are working jobs, you have businesses, you have other things going on, you can't sit on the charts all the... You guys got better things to do than I do, clearly. So just set yourself a schedule and dollar cost average. Much better way of doing things. Whales are buying, not necessarily. There is a little bit of buy the dip happening, and the question just is, how much is the market going to take here? I mean, we've got a decent move to the downside here. We just need to see now, is the market done here? Is it done for now, and then later on it'll fall a little bit more? I mean, at the peak there on that wick, you fell 6%. Okay, so now you're seeing that buyback happen to 4.2%. So let's see how we play out here on Bitcoin. Remember, if you go check my tweet, I told you that over the last 6 previous meetings, which I've analyzed, the biggest fall we had was 6% and 6.5%. So we've pretty much seen something in those levels. And those were when we missed by 0.3, which is pretty much what we missed. It was supposed to be 8.8. We came in at 9.9. So another 0.3 miss. So magnitude of 6% swing makes complete sense here, okay? Beyond Infinity, love you from India. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you for sure. Jordan, appreciate the content. No, I appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on. Don't forget, smash the like button, guys. Yep, I'm waiting for the markets to open up as well. I'll probably make a video later on today. What type of video do you guys want? Do you want an update on the price action? Do you want a TA video? Are there any specific altcoins you guys are interested in? Is it too late to open a position? No, but the right time to open positions are on the pullbacks, right? You wait for these pullbacks, you let it cool off, you try to get an entry point here, and you ride it to the next point, right? That's the idea here. Or if you guys think it's going to go back up, you're looking for that bounce back up, right? It's a big fall, and then you get a dead cat bounce on the way back up. Depends on your thesis. What's your thoughts on Pi cycle crossing, Matthew? I don't use the Pi cycle, not familiar with it, unfortunately. Happy to look into it though. The world is in a really bad place. This is going to dump a lot more. I'm with you. Like, what, when we sit here today, if you just zoom out, when we sit here today, what are the positives that we're like, oh, risk is going to come on, stock market's going to be booming, everything's going to be fine? I can't give you one. I can't sit here and give you an elevator pitch of why you should be bullish on the global economy right now. I can't. In fact, I can give you a pitch on why I think the prices could be suppressed for 12 to 18 months. Right? We need to see inflation come down. We need 2 or 3 readings at least before we can be like, okay, inflation is coming down. We need to see company earnings are good. Until we see that, how can we say, oh, risk is coming back on and Bitcoin's going to run back to all-time highs? The channels that are telling you to do that, they have other intentions, right? We know that. So please don't get wrecked on that, guys. Really, really important. Yusuf thinks it'll go lower than 6% today. Very, very possible, guys. This was a really big miss, bigger than the ones we looked at in those examples. And I think more importantly is looking at kind of the longer term picture is when we come out to this, right? And it's just saying, okay, are we going to come back down to the bottom of this channel now? And how ugly can it get? Like, are we going to see some support around 15,000? Or are you going to come all the way down to the bottom of this channel, 13.5, 14, those kind of levels? I mean, we're not going to find that out until closer to the FOMC meeting. And maybe the FOMC meeting will either trigger us to fall even further, right? Euro is collapsing. I don't think it's over as they may begin rate hikes in Europe. Yep, Euro and the dollar is now at parity. It's 1-for-1. Crazy, crazy change of events there. Price action video, Wacky wants to see. Waiting for SPY to open in 25 minutes. Yep, I'm not going to stay on for 25 minutes though, guys. If you guys want to ask me any questions, do that. And then I will jump off. Lee, absolutely. Market's open in 20 minutes. It's either going to trigger it further down, or that's about it, really. I can't see how we're going to stay in this channel. We have to, in my opinion, fall from this bear flag that we're creating, right? Because if you see the bottom here, which is your 17,600 kind of level, or even taking just the bodies of the candle. Let's zoom in, see if I can show you this. So the way you can see this is this just ends up being a bear flag, right? So if I draw this like this, and then zoom out again, you can see what I mean, right? That becomes a bear flag for you then to just break to the downside of that, and then things can get really nasty. Then you're talking 12,000, 11,000, 13,000 kind of range here on Bitcoin. But that, that's not a nice pattern to be forming right there. I mean, let's just do that a little bit tidy. I don't know why I didn't just use the lines, to be honest. So let's just draw that there. Let's put that in yellow. And let's clone that and pop that there. And that's the channel, right? And if we fall out of that channel, things could be coming straight back down here towards those kind of 15,000 marks. Oh, you guys got a bunch of questions. COVID worldwide, skyrocketing, war in Ukraine, Sri Lanka, ex-Japanese. Yep, a lot of bad stuff. You're absolutely right. You're right. It's this is what I call peak FUD. But this is when you want to be buying, guys. Let's refresh the fear and greed index. I mean, this would have been given before the CPI reading anyway. But you're sitting at 15, right? Tomorrow that'll probably be lower because now Bitcoin's below 20,000 again. This is when you want to be doing your buying. You don't want to be buying when everybody's all like, "Oh, it's green." We don't have green candle disease here. We don't chase green candles. We buy in pain. We buy in pain when the tourists aren't here, like right now, when it's just 216 of you hardcore guys who care about CPI and crypto. That is when it's time to buy. That's when it feels good to buy. It feels right. Crypto W thinks Bitcoin will pump when the market's open. Interesting thesis. Georgius, it's funny how lagging data are affecting so much the markets. Next report will have a large decrease because of oil going down. Yeah, exactly. It's always lag. It's a lag indicator. And the reason for that is Jerome Powell will only have this data when he sits at his next FOMC meeting. He's not going to have the July data. He won't have July CPI data yet. So there's always that lag matters because they're trying to predict what Jerome Powell would do. That's the whole point behind this. In a bear market, is it best to DCA Bitcoin? Not. It's best to DCA Bitcoin, not alts, or at least 75% Bitcoin. Yep, agreed. That's what I do. Like, I'm happy to buy my alts a little bit more expensive on the way up. That's fine because alts have crazy risk to return, right? So me buying in a couple of percent late because I was focusing on Bitcoin, it's okay. It's okay. I'll take that hit. It's more important that I pick the right alts. And don't get it twisted. I'm researching my alts right now, and I will be making more videos on alts, even though I'm not actively buying. I'm making a list, and you guys know me. I've got my post-it notes with all the information of which coins I want to be picking up. So I'm ready. It's not like I'm just sitting here saying, "Oh, I don't care about alts." No, that's not what's happening. Absolutely, Ian. We have red candle disease. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need to be buying that dip. We need to be buying that dip. That's what we do. Okay, let's go back over to the 5 minute. Yep, looks like a proper pennant, guys. This is a textbook pattern again. You guys will see this in the cheat sheet I gave you. This is a proper perfect flag here. So normally this indicates a continuation pattern to the downside, but we'll have to see. This is just waiting for markets to open to give it some direction. Can I do a tokenomics video on SNX? Potentially. You should not tell people to buy. It's not a good time to buy. It depends what you're looking at, right? I mean, if you know I'm buying now, I'll buy a little bit now, and I'll buy even more at 18,000. I'll buy even more at 17,000. I'll buy even more at 16,000. So if you've got the conviction, I will never tell anybody what to do. I will only tell people what I'm doing. You guys are adults, and you can make your own informed decisions. If you're old enough to open up a brokerage account and you've got a little bit of cash, you're old enough to take control of your destiny. So you know, don't sit here on a YouTube video saying, "Oh, he's telling me to buy." No, not interested in telling you what to do at all. But for me, I'm nibbling now, and I'll continue to nibble more as we fall. So for me, it's a great moment. For you, you do what you want, right? When I sit here and see I can buy Bitcoin at 19,000, which is lower than the bull market high from 5 years ago, I can buy Bitcoin cheaper than people who knew about Bitcoin 5 years ago, who were well ahead of us, right? I mean, why would I? If you were new to crypto, it'd be a little bit silly, right? Maybe a H-bar video. Yes, maybe I do hold a little bit of H-bar. Maybe I need to make a H-bar video and talk about something non-blockchain. Would love to hear my take on Hex. Yeah, I've kind of stayed away from it. Maybe. It's a good time to buy. Won't have these prices much time longer, says Georgius. Yeah, again, it comes down to your conviction, right? Like if you're somebody, because remember, we just spoke about this. There are certain people out there like, I want to buy right at the bottom, right when it hits 11,000, I'm going to hit at the bottom. And anybody who bought at 15,000, 16,000, 19,000, they're all wrong because it touched 11 for 1 minute and I bought there. Like, the person who did that, even if they timed the bottom perfectly, guess what? They didn't buy enough. They bought a little bit because they thought it was going to fall to 9 and 8 and 6. So forget about those people. You're always going to get those people in crypto. Just ignore them. They're the ones who are sitting on the edge doing nothing. They're not buying any crypto. Then they're crying they're out of the market and they're chasing the green candles when Bitcoin's at all-time highs. We know who those people are. Yusuf, it's too soon to talk about that. So for me right now, what I'm focused on is Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then I'm focused on alts. But in those alts, I'm focused on, oh, interesting candle opening up here. In those alts, what I'm focusing on are my layer one solutions. So I'm looking at layer one. I think when the money comes back, it'll go Bitcoin, it'll go Ethereum, then it'll go into your big caps. Then I think it's going to move to some interesting layer one solutions, whether it's Avalanche, Algorand, Phantom, Near Protocol, these kind of projects, definitely looking at those. And then you're right, there will be another wave during the bear market where things move across to metaverse, things will move across to gaming, move across to layer twos and privacy coins and all these other things. But right now is not the time to call that. You have to wait and let things progress and take it based on the mood at the time. Like, who knew NFTs were going to explode at that exact time? You've got to be able to read the zeitgeist to understand what is going on. Right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Hope you guys appreciate this stream. If you haven't hit up the like button, do smash up the like button on the way out. Thank you for joining me. Go watch my other videos here, and I'll see you in the next one.